Hi, this is Kathy Powell on day 22 of the 30-day video challenge. For the last 2 weeks, I have reviewed the individual environments in Thomas Leonard's 9 Environments of You, an amazing coaching model I have used for years. I'll wrap up this series by talking about how all 9 environments work together. Success can be achieved and sustained only when all 9 environments are working together to support you. Change your environments and you'll change your life. Changing only 1 or 2 of them does not have the same impact. For decades, I dealt with some serious issues with 2 family members. My brother had a drug and alcohol addiction, and my mother had been his enabler for his entire adult life. By the time he was in his early 40s, he was living in the family room of my mother's 1-bedroom apartment, sleeping on her couch. Despite her desire to see him live a clean life, she did not have the strength to practice tough love by kicking him out and allowing him to live with the consequences of his own choices. Many years prior, I had decided to set some boundaries to protect myself from getting pulled into their unhealthy, codependent relationship. For decades, I had prayed that my mother would stop supporting my brother's addictions and that he would become motivated to get the help he needed to get and stay clean and sober so he could live a productive life. Finally, the day came that I had been praying for. My mother called to tell me that she was ready to start practicing tough love with my brother and was no longer supporting him. But she did not think she had the strength to stick to her plan on her own. My husband and I invited her to move in with our family so we could be there to support her in remaining firm with her decision when my brother sought her out for support. Several weeks after my mother moved in with us, I discovered that my brother was living in her apartment, only 2 miles from our home, and she was still supporting him. She had been hiding this from us the whole time she was living under our roof. When I found out what was going on, I was furious. She had crossed some boundaries and had violated our trust. We had supported her under false pretense. I became non-functional as I allowed myself to get drawn into the drama. My relationship with my mother quickly deteriorated, and I asked her to move back into her apartment. I judged her harshly for hiding the truth from us to gain our support. I was emotionally spiraling downward and could not see how to pull myself out of it. Then I remembered the 9 environments model. I took out a piece of paper and listed each one. I also wrote down what upgrades I wanted to make in each environment. Beginning with Memetic, I wrote down some old childhood beliefs that I had allowed to creep in. I am not lovable. I don't deserve. My self-talk was proving these beliefs to be true as I found evidence to convince myself that my mother loved my brother more than me. I proceeded to examine the other 8 environments. Not only was my relationship with my mother in bad shape, but I had also become very irritable and short-fused with my husband and daughter. I was completely disengaged from my network. I was not connecting with anyone, and this was affecting my business. I was having trouble focusing on my work responsibilities, and that was negatively affecting my business and my income generation. I was not getting much sleep. I had stopped exercising and was eating a lot of high-carb comfort foods. I felt completely exhausted. I had piles of papers all over my office because I was having trouble concentrating on my work and making decisions. The clutter was weighing me down. I felt completely disconnected from nature. I was unaware of anything outside of my immediate surroundings. My skills and talents were going to waste. I was barely present for my coaching and consulting appointments with my clients. I was not making any kind of meaningful contribution because I was so busy having a pity party for myself. My spiritual practices had gone out the window. One of my standard practices is expressing gratitude at the beginning of each day. I had forgotten what I was grateful for and had stopped sending my daily gratitude cards to others. As I worked through each of the 9 environments, I identified action steps I could take to upgrade each one. Taking conscious action helped me reverse the downward spiral I had been experiencing. Since I shared my family's personal struggle, it's only fair that I give you an update. Weeks after my husband and I stopped supporting my mother, she announced that she was ready to do an intervention with my brother. Although that did not initially go well, he ultimately went into a 9-month treatment program and has been clean and sober for more than 10 years now. He bought his first home a few years ago, so this story does have a happy ending. I invite you to take some time to identify ways in which you would like to upgrade each of the 9 environments in your life. You are welcome to stop this recording to read the instructions and do the exercise. Once you've identified your level of satisfaction with each of the 9 environments, it's time to identify what you are currently tolerating in each area and what you desire to be, do, or have instead. Then identify specific actions you will take to upgrade each environment and indicate the date by which you will have started to take these actions. I give you an example, and you can stop this recording if you'd like to study that. Thank you for taking time to get familiar with the 9 environments. If you have missed any of my videos on the individual environments, you can visit my YouTube channel and see them all there. If you own a copy of my book, The Music of Your Heart, you have access to an online document that asks you to consider 10 questions in each of the 9 environments to help you identify what needs your attention. And finally, if you have an interest in exploring the possibility of working with a coach, I invite you to schedule a complimentary coaching call so you can experience my coaching style and how that works. Thanks for your time and interest in the 9 environments.